have to always have my pointer stick. It is the first finger, not the rude one. It just looks like it. Have to always point that out. All right, so we're gonna get started. Hopefully those online were able to join us now. So I'm gonna go over the program. We're a little bit delayed, but that's all right. We'll make it up at the end. So let's get us started. I'd like to start off with our land acknowledgements. Langara and us, everyone here and where our school is located, would like to acknowledge that we're located today, pardon me, drank that a little too quickly, that we are gathered on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples and Musqueam Nation. Very honored to be here, and it's always great to acknowledge that at every single one of these events. I'd like to point out that although they're not all here, the WDD program is made up of a lot of faculty, myself included. Some here, some unable to be here, though they did send their regards. What helps us stand out in the web and mobile program is that our faculty come from industry. We're driven by industry. We're driven by our passion and what we do, and we try to bring that to the classroom in every class that we teach every term. We try to bring it up a little bit more, and our students send that back on us, and you'll see that today, that every term it seems to get better and better and better. Everyone's always pushing the envelope. It's such a great thing with this program to see term after term. So hopefully you can network, meet some of our faculty here, and learn a little bit more about the program after the event. So about our program here, and fortunately I'm the only one here today to speak to it, but all the folks here do send them regards, is the web mobile program is a 2-year post-degree diploma, and so all of our students here, they have some kind of degree, whether it be in technology or not, before they came here, and it is an accelerated program, and they can see that with their work. It's quite challenging. We like the challenge, we like to step up to that challenge. And Langara has been so supportive year after year in our program to help us improve, and not only in the classroom with our students, but with the technology that we bring into the classroom every single term. All right. I'd like to thank UBC Robson Square for providing this wonderful space. It's been term after term. Last few times has been great to be here. The lighting, the acoustics, everything is just so fantastic to help our students showcase their work. It's all about the students being able to showcase their work, be able to highlight all that hard work that they've been doing the last 13 weeks. I get to talk up here and looks like I did all that work, but really it's all about the students. They've done all this hard work, not just in the last 13 weeks, but leading up to this in the program. So a bit about the Capstone Project. So this is in their final term at Langara with us in WMDD. And each term we challenge them with a different kind of project. This is their third project, and their first project was getting them ready for their second project, which is generally in web, and then we finally bring them into the Capstone Project, which is mobile-centric. So every single term, each of the students will have to get into groups, sometimes similar groups, sometimes different groups. We try to simulate a lot of what happens in the work environment. And every single term, they start from scratch. So nothing gets carried over. Every single term, a new concept, a new idea, and a new approach with the technology that we have access to. So we try to leave it as open as possible for our students to explore the technology, try to solve problems in unique ways through web, mobile, or a combination of all of those, including some external hardware when we can actually provide that. So it's been really great to see what they can do in those 13 weeks. And to add to that is that in their final term, these students have only one class together. So in their first term, second term, third term, they have a lot of crossover classes where they decide, am I going to go to the development route? Am I going to go the design route? But in their fourth term, they are quite separated in their individual studies. But only in the capstone class once a week are they able to actually get together as a group and work on these projects we're going to see today. So outside of the classroom, they're having to, like we would on the work site, communicate, connect, make sure that they are staying on track, meeting their milestones, and only that one time a week are we getting to be in the room with myself, with Amandeep there to check and make sure everything is on track and help them out as much as we can. So it is just one more way that they stand out so much more from, all those other terms they've been working towards with a huge amount of work they've been doing, and really only having that one day a week where they are in the lab together working on site. And it's just so amazing what they've put together this term. So a quick preview of the projects. We've got 6 very different projects. Like I said, each term they have to solve something new with the different constraints we provide them with Capstone. It is mobile, it must be mobile, it must utilize the mobile device, the hardware, and if we can connect anything to that, which we'll see in the first project, WeaUp, we encourage that. So anything that is around that technology that we can give them access to, we always try to do that. So we have 6 great projects, 6 very different directions. G was very popular this year, I guess. A lot of projects started with G, but it's really good to see the diversity, not just this term, but every single term, and what the projects are trying to solve out there, sometimes community, sometimes individual. We've got a nice range this term, and it's exciting to see. I'm excited to see what we get to present up here in the next little bit. So, although this is not nearly enough space for all the design and development, this is always the main focus of our program, to explore different design techniques, explore different development techniques, options, availability, and again, push the envelope. That's something that we have the luxury to do in WMDD, and see how do we use technology, including things like artificial intelligence, which has been something that's come up a lot. But how do we utilize these tools? And that's what we like to use them as, our tools to elevate what we work with every day, elevate that little device that we're always so addicted to when we get up in the morning. So what we're gonna see today is far more than what we're just seeing here at the front. It's really taking it to the next level. So part of taking it to the next level is always that we have industry that comes here to join us and evaluate, give feedback as our panelists. So I'm really excited to have 3 folks here, 2 I have worked with as well in the past, which is great to see. I'm gonna invite each one of them to come up and just briefly tell you a little bit about themselves, what they do, so we can get excited about that feedback that's coming up. If we can have Kate, if you don't mind starting us off.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. I want to share that I actually am a graduate of Langara myself, so really excited to be here. It's wonderful to kind of experience that full circle. I own 2 companies. The first is Armature Collective. I am the founder and principal of Armature, and we are a branding and marketing studio based in Vancouver. And then also Loba Wellness. Loba is a wellness tech startup, and we help people create healthy habits around taking their pills and supplements. We have an app that's available on iOS and Android, as well as a connected smart pill and supplement organizer. So excited to see your presentations tonight. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Kate. If I could have Nathan come up.
Hey everyone, I'm Nate. I'm the founder of ArtKit, and in my previous life, I've been a product designer. I've been a UX designer for the last 12 years, and recently found a company. And what we do at ArtKit, we are a prototyping tool for people who want to build foundation models. So we do compete with Figma. So if you ever want to prototype and build with AI, that's what we do. Excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to seeing everyone's projects.
Thank you, Nathan. And last but not least, Raf, if you don't mind coming up. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Raf, co-founder of Ephemera Creative, or EC, maybe a little easier to say. We're a digital product studio. We build web, mobile, cloud applications primarily for organizations with social or environmental impact in their mission. I'm also going to plug another company I do some work with, which is Dfang, which is a developer tool. Makes it easy to deploy to AWS. So yeah, good luck.
Thank you, Raf. Thank you again to our panelists. It's always great to have industry come here and see these projects right up here on stage, because one of them being from Langara, that's very, very cool. I didn't know that. But that's really, really cool to see that come full circle, but also to give our students that opportunity to get that direct feedback from industry. That's always something that we encourage, and we're so grateful to have at this event. All right, so Nice and quick, let's get right into the presentations. We have 6 of them, and that's a lot of presentations to get through. We want to keep that energy up the whole time. So as I ask WeaUp to come to the front and get ready, I'm also going to ask the audience, if you don't mind, to, if you do have your phone, please put it on silent, just so we can be respectful for our students here. So WeaUp, please come to the front.
You might not realize how bad your posture is throughout the day. When you're texting on the train, working long hours at the office, or watching movies in bed, until you feel that neck pain. Introducing WeaUp, a posture correction app that tracks your neck posture with your phone sensor or earbuds and gives you real-time feedback. You can track your progress with detailed analytics to make effective improvements. Create collaborative challenges and team up with friends to achieve common goals, earning points and badges along the way. Transform your posture and your day with WeaUp. WeaUp, your best posture buddy.
Good evening, everyone. I am Pooja, the lead UI/UX designer from WeaUp. On behalf of the team, I am excited to introduce you to our app. WeaUp is a mobile app designed to seamlessly integrate into your daily life, making it easy and enjoyable to improve your neck posture and well-being. Now, let's dive into how we brought this vision to life.
Hi everyone, my name is Beck, a full-stack developer of WeaUp. According to studies, 75% of the global population use mobile devices with their heads flexed forward for extended periods, causing strain on the neck. This condition is called text neck, and it leads to neck pain and poor posture, affecting individuals of all ages. We found this as an opportunity to promote healthy posture and developed WeaUp. Through WeaUp, we are addressing these problems by promoting posture awareness and helping users develop and maintain good posture habits. Our solution provides posture monitoring, offering real-time feedback upon detection of bad neck posture. Users can also track their progress through analytics, enabling them to monitor their improvements over time. Additionally, we have collaborative challenges to motivate users by allowing them to collaborate with others to achieve a certain goal. WeaUp distinguishes itself in the market with its several unique features. First, it incorporates gamification through its progression system and collaborative challenges, making posture improvement engaging and motivating. It also offers flexibility to users by giving them the options to use either their phones or earbuds for posture monitoring. And lastly, it is multi-platform, ensuring accessibility for both iOS and Android users. Now let's see how it works. All right, for this demo, we have Rain presenting as an existing user of WeaUp. And we have Wanyo presenting as a new user who just installed the app on her phone. Let's focus on the left side of the screen and let's join Wanyo as she starts her journey with WeaUp. All right, click start the journey, and here she selects the earbuds mode. Then she connects her earbuds to the app via Bluetooth. On this screen, it says that during posture monitoring, she should keep herself in an upright position. And when she drops her head forward, she will receive alerts through her earbuds. And a 10-degree tilt is fine. Here she allows WeaUp to send notifications, and she gets introduced to her posture buddy, Wally the Weasel. And then she reads through the progression system of the app and sets the goal to the recommended range, let's say 75%. All set, she continues as guest. This now will lead her to the home page where she can see her level at the top left side of the screen, currently at level 1. Right below it is her posture score, currently at 100. This posture score decreases whenever she receives posture correction alerts, and it resets back to 100 every end of the day. At the right side of the posture score is her experience points and day streak, both currently at 0. Now, Wanyo would like to track her posture while working on her laptop. She can do this by using her earbuds and creating a session. During the session, when she drops her head forward, her posture score decreases, and at the same time, she receives a visual feedback of WALL-E tilting its head forward as well. At the same time, she receives alerts through her earbuds. Now, when she is in an upright position, her posture score increases, and WALL-E is in a happy upright position. She ends the session because she finished her work early, and she is then presented with a summary, where she gained 160 experience points. All right. And she reached level 2. Congrats. All right. And she also got her 1-day streak for creating the session for the day. Now she would like to collaborate with her friends using the Together feature. To do this, she needs to sign up first. She signs up using Google. After doing that, she asks Rain if she can join one of his challenges. Now let's focus our attention on the right side of the screen as Rain opens the Together page and clicks on a challenge and invites Wonyo by sharing the link via AirDrop. He can also share the link via other messaging apps. Great. Now Wonyo is part of Rain's challenge, and Rain was able to receive a notification about that. At the same time, he received a badge for sending his 20th invite. All right, let's see the details. Okay, Rain goes to the home screen and activates the active monitoring. Now, during active monitoring, when Rain is using his phone and his head is dropping forward, his posture score decreases and he receives haptic and visual feedbacks. But when he's in an upright position, his posture score increases and WALL-E is in a happy upright stance. Okay. He ends active monitoring, and let's see how Rain goes, how Rain did in the challenges. Oh, he's contributed 16 points, just a few more hundreds to go. All right, let's see their analytics page. On Wonyo's screen, we can see nothing much going on yet, but on Rain's screen, we can see his progress. Let's check out the monthly analytics, where he spent 47 hours and 80% of the time he's in good posture. Good job. Scrolling down, he receives, we can see the trend. He is receiving less and less posture correction alerts, which means he is improving his posture. And let's see their profile pages. Again, on Wonyo's screen, nothing much going on. She's currently at level 2, as we have seen earlier. And on Rain's screen, we can see that his experience points is currently at 2,000, and he's level 4. He also currently has 3 badges. One of them he received when he invited Wonyo earlier. So WeaUp gives badges to users to give the users a sense of achievement to keep them engaged and motivated. Going back. Okay, so Rain is on his 3rd day streak, and Wonyo is on her 1st day streak. And lastly, let's go back to the home page. Tap on WALL-E to give the audience some love. Right. Now that we've explored the app, let's go to the technical details with Victor.
Thank you, Bex. Hello everyone, I'm Victor, one of the full stack developers behind WeaUp. Let's see the technology stack that powers our system. We created a React Native application using Expo to get a seamless mobile app development in both Android and iOS platform. We use TypeScript for type safety and building a maintainable code base. For data management, we are using MongoDB to ensure a reliable and scalable data storage, and Mongoose to create the database structure and validations. Our backend API has been built with Node.js and Express.js because it's a modern and reliable framework, and using Dockers to keep consistency and portability between the environments. Our backend API has been hosted in Amazon EC2. Its accessibility and maintainability are being managed by Nginx and PM2. Lastly, we implemented OpenID with JWT for authentication.
This visual representation showcases the data processing workflow, starting from the sensors reading, categorizing the poster record, utilizing the data across our progression system like health point, experience points, levels, badge, and streaks. The active monitoring data is saving badges periodically, while the session is saved when it's done. One of the highlights of our project was the challenge of developing with Expo framework and interacting with the AirPods specific API to gather data. To achieve this, we built a bridge between one of the React Native modules that serves as an interface with our native Swift classes. I will get you back to Pooja.
Thank you, Victor. So our team followed an iterative design process. It started by conducting initial market research, in-depth competitor analysis, and multiple user interviews to understand our target users' pain points. We then crafted the user flow to visualize the user's journey within the app and brainstormed with some initial sketches. We then created multiple wireframes and prototyped them to conduct usability testing sessions to gather feedback from users, which helped us to iterate and refine to improve our designs. After the layout and flow were finalized, we focused on defining WeaUp's visual design language through branding, UI kit, and doing the mascot animations. Throughout the process, the designers collaborated closely with the developers to ensure that the designs they were making were not only feasible, but also met the technical requirements. This led to a smooth design handoff. Wireframing was one of the most crucial stages of the project, where we focused on the structure and functionality of the app through multiple iterations. We tested them with multiple real target users to get feedback from them and lay a strong foundation of the app. By keeping the user needs at the core, we were able to craft a seamless and intuitive experience for WeaUp. WeaUp's branding is defined by 3 key attributes: friendly, supportive, and empowering. We took V from the weasel, which is our mascot, and up, which means standing upright with good posture, and combined them with playful typography to craft the app's logo. For the color palette, we chose vibrant yellow as the primary color because it radiates energy and positivity, making our app feel lively and exciting. For the secondary color, we opted for Baltic green because it complements the yellow by adding a sense of calm and promoting a feeling of well-being. We also handcrafted all the icons to provide clear visual cues and enhance the overall navigation. For the typography, we chose Nunito typeface because of its friendly, rounded, and legible appearance, which aligns perfectly with our goal of creating a welcoming and approachable interface. Our UI kit is the backbone of our app's design. Here, we paid special attention to the layout and organization of elements, ensuring that all the components fit seamlessly with each other and with the overall design. The cards, for instance, have been designed to present information in a clear and concise way with a focus on readability and visual clarity. Also, we did not just settle with default transitions. We pushed ourselves to add meaningful interactions throughout the app that makes the experience of using WeaUp even more engaging for our users. By carefully crafting moments like these, we were able to transform everyday actions like tapping or swiping into delightful experiences, ensuring that every detail contributes to a smoother and more connected user journey. Now let's talk about our mascot, Wally the Weasel. Wally is not just a cute addition to the app. He has been carefully designed and animated to provide users with useful information like their neck posture. Our goal was to make Wally both functional and engaging. When a user has a good posture, Wally mirrors this with a happy and upright stance. Whereas when the user's posture needs correction, Wally will reflect that, serving as a gentle reminder to the user that it's time to fix their posture. This dynamic interaction doesn't only make our app more engaging, but also motivates the user to maintain good posture while enjoying the friendly appearance of Wally. For the future features, we plan to introduce custom neck exercise plans. We also plan to integrate WeaUp with smartwatches and aim to launch a dedicated shop where users can purchase customizable themes and avatars. Lastly, I would like to introduce the team behind WeaUp. I'm Pooja, the lead UI/UX designer, Jali, the UI/UX designer and illustrator, Anderson, the UI/UX designer, Chekian, UI/UX designer and animator, In the development team, we have Vonyo as the lead full stack developer, Reinhardt as the full stack developer and project manager, Bethleen as the full stack developer, and lastly, Victor as full stack developer as well. I will invite you all to please scan our QR code and visit our landing page and check our proposal to learn more about WeaUp. And that's it from our end. Thank you so much.
Panelists.
I'm not a panelist, but I'll start off by saying that was an amazing presentation, you guys. Way to bring it up. That was fantastic. Way to start us off. I wanted to say really quickly, I don't know if anybody else got their posture fixed when you first started presenting. I know I started oh, maybe I should sit straight up. And one of the things I loved is that all of you had great posture while you were presenting. So yeah, the app is working. I'm going to start it off with Nathan, our resident, so to speak, product designer in the past. So I want to hear what he has to say first.
First of all, good job. It looks really good, especially onboarding. You guys really thought about the experience about onboarding and how people should use it. And the other thing that when you were presenting, we didn't really talk about is there any other feedback when you tilt your head, when you're not in a good posture? Is it that the app is only it turns red, right? Is that the only feedback, or are there more feedback?
There's a haptic feedback also. So when you have earbuds, you get a vibration as well. Or in the phone mode also, you get a haptic feedback.
Okay, cool. And what is the context of this? So when would you actually use the app, or at least you use your product?
Let's say they're working on their computer for long hours. So that's when they can turn on a session to set a focus time that I want this time of monitoring of posture. That's when they can use it.
And when I do set out a time, what will I be doing? Have you thought about what I'd be doing? Just be standing there, looking at my app, or are there other things I should be doing?
You can be working on your work as usual, but your phone will be there on the front while the posture is being tracked.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I think something to think about is the context of when you should use the app, because it seems like if that's only feedback, I might be doing other things. Should I be watching a movie? Am I working? And do I need headphones? Maybe I don't need headphones at that time. So I do see that you mentioned in the future you're gonna integrate with Apple Watch as well. Not everyone has an Apple Watch. I don't have one. So then you want to think about how else you're gonna track this. Because for me, I don't have wireless earphones, and I don't have an Apple Watch. So you might want to think about how would other people use your application. And the other thing I want to comment on is compete with a friend. So what led you to believe that people want to compete with their friends, and why do you want to build that feature?
Well, that was an insight from the user interviews we did. So that's when we realized that this was a good opportunity that none of the other apps was doing. So we talked to our users about this, and they mentioned that this is something they would definitely like to have in this sort of app.
Yeah. And did they say specifically, hey, I want to compete with my friends on better posture? Is that what they say, or what was the actual insight that led you to this?
It actually led us to this. Their real thoughts were they want a collaborative environment, so they are not just using it alone. They want to maybe invite their friends or someone so that they can stay motivated, not just use the app alone.
Gotcha. And have you tested this with people? Did you get feedback on this at all?
Yes, we did usability testing, and we got positive feedbacks around it.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Just one last comment on that. So whenever you build a new feature, you want to make sure that you have good insights on why people want it. And most of the time, if you're doing research, if the UX guys here are doing research, a lot of times people say something and say, hey, this will be great if I have this. You can't really believe them. So a lot of times when they say they want something, you want to understand why they're saying it. And it might be, hey, I just need more motivation. And every time you build a new feature, it's going to cost you a lot of money and a lot of time. So make sure that this is a right feature to build. And when I heard you could do this with a friend, it's you gotta sync up your time. And I don't think I could ever just hit someone up and say, hey, do you want to just compete on better posture? So you might want to think about the use case on when you could actually use this. Because what would suck is if you build a feature, that people don't use. So you want to make sure that you understand what the real insight is behind that feature. Yeah. But overall, great job. Love the mascot, and the onboarding was great. So great job.
Well, first of all, congratulations, amazing presentation. From a marketing perspective, I loved the video. I think you did a really good job of problem identification. As someone, obviously who uses a phone and the setup you had on public transit, I was like, hey, yeah, I can see myself doing that, and I see that every day. I saw it in the SkyTrain here today. So good job with that, good production quality on the video. And then the problem was backed up, no pun intended, by statistics in your presentation. And I love seeing that and showing that it is truly a problem that needs solving. The gamifying, the cute, the fun graphics and illustrations. I love some of the language that you used, and I think with some of the notifications like, hey, heads up, your postures. Like, there's a lot of thought put into this from a branding and usability perspective. I would have loved to hear a little bit more, and I'm not sure about the brief around the presentation for your class, but about your specific target user. Who is the ideal customer, what age range, et cetera. Like, help me understand exactly who would be using it. I have a feeling it's a little bit of a younger demographic and people who really like to use their phones for gamifying and kind of challenging friends, et cetera. So I think that could have been maybe set up a little bit more for me in the presentation. I was making assumptions instead of really knowing what you were thinking there. From a business perspective, my question is monetization. Is this a freemium app? How are you monetizing in the long term? Really seamless and impressive demo with the two of you, and really well spoken through as well. So congratulations on that. My background is in branding, the brand attributes of friendly, supportive, and empowering. You absolutely achieved that in your designs and in the interactions. So congratulations.
Tech stack looks great. I love seeing a nice containerized application. I love seeing things like Zustand in there for state management. I was kind of curious about the animations, the character animations. Are those just Lottie animations that you control, or how are you doing that?
The animations were Lottie, but most of the page transitions and the other components that are not the mascot are programmed with Reanimated, right? Yeah.
Cool. I was looking at the mascot, and I was thinking it might be overkill, but it would be kind of cool to there are character animation libraries that you can have like an armature for the character and sort of adjust their position based off of like the actual tilt angle of the person's head. So that would be cool, probably a lot to build. Yeah, I thought that would be kind of neat. I was kind of curious about the database choice. Why Mongo? Just cause. That's also fair.
The question, why MongoDB?
Yeah, why MongoDB?
Well, I think MongoDB, it was an unexplored platform or database for us, and we wanted to challenge ourselves to learn more about it. I know that we have touched, I could say, barely the surface of it. It's a very powerful tool and database, and that's why we chose it.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like Mongo is a great sort of all-around database. There's some other tools, so specifically for time series data, like the stats and graphing out those sort of bucketed by day. There's other tools that I kind of like for that kind of data, like Timescale is one that I'm a big fan of, which is Postgres compatible. But yeah, I think it looks awesome. Good job.
Thank you, WeaUp. We're going to invite the next team to come up, PhysioSync.
During multiple sessions of physiotherapy, therapists and patients face various challenges. Therapists find it difficult to create a personalized exercise plan for their patients and maintaining effective communication, all while ensuring accurate progress tracking. Patients often have to wait a long time for therapy and deal with the inconvenience of traveling to a physiotherapist.
What if there is a solution that solves all these problems through your smartphone?
Introducing PhysioSync, the revolutionary mobile app that simplifies and enhances the physiotherapy experience for both therapists and patients. With PhysioSync, therapists can easily create personalized exercise plans, track progress accurately, manage patient profiles, all from one convenient platform.
Patients can use an advanced machine learning model to monitor their exercise, get exercise reminders, and communicate with their therapist, all from the comfort of their homes.
PhysioSync will be available soon, only on the App Store. Scan the QR or visit www.physiosync.app to learn more.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rohit, a full-stack developer, and today I'm excited to present our app, PhysioSync, an innovative iOS app designed to revolutionize the physiotherapy through advanced machine learning models. As we delve into the challenges faced in remote physiotherapy sessions, 4 key problems stand out. Monitoring patient progress without constant supervision is challenging, and ensuring exercise accuracy without direct oversight is difficult, as patient may perform exercises incorrectly, risking harm and hindering recovery. To cater these problems, we would like to introduce PhysioSync, an app for patients undergoing physiotherapy treatment. Within the app, therapists can assign tailored videos with movement example to patients to develop habitual progress in their recovery. With guided movement, instant messaging, Apple Watch integration, and machine learning for the more exercises, this app will allow patients to monitor their progress as they learn to exercise correctly alongside their therapist digitally. Market research shows that the remote physiotherapy adoption rose from 4.9% to 45% during lockdown. However, 71% of therapists still use phone calls, 68% struggle with patient feedback, and 59% face operational inefficiencies. PhysioSync addresses these challenges and improves remote physiotherapy. PhysioSync stands out with its comprehensive features: exercise videos, patient management, AI guidance, watch integration, exercise notification, and instant messaging. Now, we would like to move to the demo.
Hi, I'm a patient on PhysioSync app.
Just give us a second.
I'm a patient on PhysioSync app, and you can see my screen on my left-hand side. And I just got a notification that I have to perform my daily exercise. So I will click on my app. So I'm going to log in as a patient. We have already added the ID and the password so that due to the time constraints. So once I logged in into my app, I can see I have to perform 3 exercises for today. So first I'm going to start with the neck rotation exercise. I will click on the exercise. And I can tap on the video to see the instruction video.
Take your neck to a comfortable end of range. Repeat to the right.
I can read the description how to perform the exercise. So I'm going to start my exercise by pressing the start button.
Move back to still. Move to the left. Now you can move your neck to the right. Move back to still. Move to the left. Move back to still. Move to the right. Move back to still. Move to the left. Move back to still. Move to the right.
So as I'm doing my exercise, I was getting the instruction how to perform the exercise, and I can send my video to my therapist. And I have completed 2 reps, and I took around 29 seconds to perform this exercise. Once I am done with my exercise, I can see one of my exercises in completed section. So I can send my message to my therapist that I am done with the exercise. Yeah, that's the part of patient side.
For the demo, I will be the physiotherapist. So I will log in into my app as a physiotherapist. Next, let's log in. Okay, these are few screens that I have to. For the demo purposes, I have pre-filled my details already. I'll click on login. Once I log in, the very first thing I see that I have that Gurmeet has sent me a video of doing his exercise on the very top. So I can click on that, and I can look how Gurmeet is performing his exercise. I think he's doing exercise really good, and I can click on mark acknowledge to give that he has done the exercise. After marking it acknowledge, it has been removed from my home screen so that I do not have any pending notifications. I see that Gurmeet has sent me a message as well. Before replying that, let's go to patients. I'll click on Gurmeet. Then I'll go down and look at the health stats. Once I look at the health stat, I see that according to the Apple Watch data being worn by Gurmeet, his sleep is really good, his heart rate is really progressed. I think he's recovering really good. So I can go back, I can click on the message on the top, and then I can send, keep it up, good, going. I can send the message to Gurmeet, and then I can go back. Once I go back, I can see that his schedule is assigned from 8th of August to 31st of August for the neck rotation and the cervical rotation. I think this exercise he need to perform is really good, and he should follow that schedule for now. I can go back, I can click on the exercise tab, and I can click on the neck category, and I can just hold this neck rotation one. I can click on edit, and I can edit the name from here. I can click on done, and when I click save, it has been saved. That is it about our demo, guys. And once
Hello everyone, I'm Sanjeev Mehta, a lead developer of this team. To give users the best experience, for the front end we chose Swift and Swift UI to provide a smooth and responsive interface. By using Swift, we take full advantage of native iOS capabilities which ensure optimal performance and seamless integration with iOS features, unlike React Native, which relies on a bridge between JavaScript and the native code. Swift allows us to develop a more efficient and stable application with direct access to iOS APIs and hardware. This approach not only enhances the app speed but also ensures a more polished and consistent user experience. For the backend, we employed Node.js with Express.js and TypeScript to build efficient and scalable REST APIs. MongoDB handles our database, offering flexibility and performance. Firebase provides secure and reliable email authentication. Our machine learning capabilities are powered by CreateML, utilizing action classifier and vision for advanced human detection. In terms of cloud services, Amazon EC2 offers scalable computing power, while Amazon S3 ensures reliable and scalable storage solution. We use Git for version control along with GitHub Code Collaborative. For integrating real-time health statistics, we leverage Apple HealthKit. Design and planning are supported by Figma for wireframing and mockups, Illustrator for creating logos and icons, and Photoshop for image editing. For machine learning model, we have chosen 3 exercises targeting the arm, shoulder, and neck movements. Our model has been trained on thousands of videos created by our team. We would like to extend special thanks to our friends for contributing as models for training our machine learning model. We selected action classification for training our models, running them through 21,000 iterations approximately to achieve optimal accuracy. The implementation uses the vision framework to detect various human body movements. The data is then converted to a CM sample buffer and sent to our model for exercise prediction. The output includes the accuracy of the performed exercise along with the identified actions and labels.
Hi, I'm Harsimran Singh, and I am the lead UX designer of PhysioSync app, and I'll walk you through the design process. We kicked off our design process by diving deep into research, really getting to know the needs and challenges our users face. From there, we moved to user flow and wireframes, laying the groundwork for how users would interact with our app. These are some of the low-fidelity wireframes of PhysioSync app. We created these wireframes through brainstorming and iterative design sessions. This process helped us refine the app structure and functionality, ensuring an intuitive and user-friendly interface. Our high-fidelity mockups represent the polished and final visual design of PhysioSync app. These mockups showcase the complete look and feel of the app, including detailed user interfaces and interactions. Our usability testing identified 4 key areas for improvement: navigation, icon clarity, video upload feedback, and Apple Watch connectivity information. We address these by enhancing the user flow, using labeled icons, implementing upload confirmations, and adding an Apple Watch connection alert. But one key challenge was users needing to return to instructions while exercising. To address this, we introduced voice-guided instructions, moving beyond traditional screens to improve the overall user experience.
Hello everyone, I'm Sanika Coutinho and I'm a UI UX designer for Team PhysioSync, and I'm going to continue by sharing about PhysioSync's branding. So for the logo, we selected a human figure along with a heart and a plus sign, which symbolizes care and health. For the PhysioSync word mark, we have our aim was to highlight the app's mission to connect the physiotherapist and the patients seamlessly. And the blue color in our logo and throughout our app signifies trust and professionalism. With standardized elements of our design system, we built our app faster and it helped us maintain consistency throughout all the screens. This helped us improve our user friendliness of the app, and it also helped us make updates easily. For the future features, we would like to include video consultations, appointment booking, gamification, and additional machine learning models, which will help us with user engagement and will take our app to the next level. So let us now introduce you to our wonderful team who made it possible in 12 weeks. Starting with the designers, I would like to introduce Harsimran Singh, Jaspreet Singh, Upkar Singh, and myself, Sanika Coutinho, and our wonderful developers who brought our designs to life, that is Rohit Kumar, Sanjeev Mehta, and Gurmeet Singh. We would also like to thank Tyler and Amandeep for their feedback and their support throughout the term. So please feel free to scan the QR code and connect with us on LinkedIn, learn more about our app. That was all for our app. So let's empower recovery one patient at a time. Thank you.
I think I found my future career, model training model. Booyah. That was also scary seeing Kate pointed out that the laptop went from 10 to 4% in that time, so it was very, very close. There's like a game within the presentation. It was really neat. I'm gonna throw this one over to Kate to start us off.
I was sweating on your behalf. Congratulations on completing your project in such a short time. Amazing work. I definitely see the benefit for the patient. And I actually think, reflecting back in some of my experience working with a physio, there was a competing app that a physio sent me to do exercises that I downloaded and didn't continue using. So there definitely is the opportunity for something like this, an improvement in the availability of an app like this. The watch integration is interesting to me from a competitive advantage perspective. I would have loved to learn a little bit more about how that might work. I just want to say I appreciated you showing the findings in the usability and what you did to improve that. I think it shows a real willingness to learn from your users, which those of us with app products always need to do and do continually. So I love that you included that and learning from their feedback. One sort of question I had from a business perspective, not that you have to answer, but just kind of to reflect on, is physios get paid when people come in to see them. And having patients upload videos and log their exercise definitely will help physios make their patients better. But I wonder if there's a way that they can be compensated for that somehow. And so considering possibility of compensation for physios in encouraging them to use it as a benefit for them, I think would increase your business case for an app like this. So yeah, just lots of congratulations and well done, good work.
Yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed seeing the real-time feedback with the video and the audio. I think what you've done there is really cool, and the training data that you've produced for that model is really cool. I think there's something interesting, like there's an opportunity perhaps to, you would of course need consent, but you have the potential to get another really good chunk of training data. So I feel like there's a business model to be built on top of training a model specifically for physiotherapy, especially because you can label it, right? Like you'll have feedback from a physio saying, this video is a good example of how to do X, Y, or Z. So I think that's really neat. Yeah, it was cool to see also how you used 𝐶REATE_ML. I hear you all learned how to use Swift, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I am kind of curious to learn more about the 𝐶REATE_ML stuff, but maybe I can ask. So yeah, congratulations.
Really good job. Couple questions. How do you guys make money, and who's paying for it?
Physiotherapists will pay for it because we have budget.
Cool. Okay. And I've actually know a lot of physios because I live with one. My girlfriend is a physio for a while now. And what I could tell you is that they don't want to do any patient work outside of the clinic because they don't get paid. They don't get paid doing that. And when they are working, it's really tight in terms of time because it's like they see one patient after another. And I would say you might want to do a bit more research on who wants to pay for this. And if you tell me a physio is going to pay for this, I'm not quite sure if they have any incentive to, just because it seems like they're paying to do more work. They're paying for the patient to do more, for them to do more work. So it seems like you might want to rethink the business model, and it might be like maybe the patient pays for it, or maybe someone else pays for it. Maybe it's a workstation PC. But you might want to rethink how you actually make money.
I will say quickly, because I just finished physio on my knee, and my physiotherapist actually sent me videos afterwards. And it was actually part of their value offering from the physiotherapist studio. And I think it was part of the differentiation between that studio and maybe other physiotherapists. So it was a good value add because it helped her. I'm going to say it actually helped me to heal faster because I had those videos to do the work at home. So when I was visiting her again, it made it faster, easier, and she didn't have to spend so much time trying to recuperate me. I was faster on my health track. The one thing I would say very quickly is that though I got the videos to do at home, I do, to Raphael's point, I really appreciated the audio instructions that yours had, like do this, because I didn't have that in my videos. It was just somebody moving around and I had to try to do what they were doing. But I'm old and the person in the video wasn't, so it was hard to do them. So yeah, it would have been nice to have somebody saying, well, if you can't do that, do this. Yeah, so good stuff.
Just bend your knee, Paul. Just bend your knee. Just gotta bend the knee. All right. Thank you, team.
Good job.
You did it.
Nature needs your help, but joining cleanups can be a struggle. Finding events, keeping track of your impact, sometimes it feels like more work than it's worth. Introducing GreenCircle, your all-in-one app to simplify nature cleanups and make a real impact with ease. With GreenCircle, you can find cleanup events happening right around you. See the impact you're making with a simple tap, and track exactly how much trash you've collected. Learn more about environmental issues and solutions with our on-the-go education widget. See your progress unfold through a gamified experience. Now you can take action, see the impact they've made, and enjoy a do-good, feel-good experience. Make a difference with GreenCircle.
Hello everyone, I'm Trish, a UI UX designer, and on behalf of my team, I am thrilled to introduce you to GreenCircle. Traditional methods of organizing and participating in cleanups are often inconvenient. Studies show that 60% of volunteers find it challenging to manage a pen, paper, and garbage bag simultaneously while tracking collected trash manually. It's just too much to juggle. Additionally, there is often a lack of clear information on when and where cleanups are happening. Advanced planning for transportation and other logistics are required, leading to decreased volunteer turnout and less effective cleanup efforts. Our team conducted extensive interviews with individuals who expressed a desire to be more intentional about their environmental efforts. These conversations revealed a strong need for a streamlined, user-friendly tool that simplifies the cleanup process and provides real-time information and support for users like Jen. And so we created GreenCircle, making it easier and quicker for everyone to contribute to a cleaner environment while being mindful of our users and the impact they want to make individually and as a community. GreenCircle offers a unique set of features to enhance cleanup efforts, the first being a waste tap collection counter. This provides real-time data, helping you track the amount of waste collected and what type it is during cleanup events. It ensures every action taken is documented. Next, we have location-based events. This informs you about areas that need assistance and protection, allowing you to participate in local cleanups you can easily find happening nearby, even in a spontaneous moment. Next, we have an educational and wellness widget. This promotes environmental awareness and well-being by offering safety practices and wellness tips. It helps users stay informed about what's happening in our planet and what we can do about it. Lastly, we have impact and achievements. To foster additional engagement and growth, GreenCircle celebrates your accomplishments. This feature turns cleanup activities into a rewarding experience visually and enhances the community spirit. Here are our competitors in each of our features: Literati, Cleans Well, and Trash Out. GreenCircle stands out by offering a more comprehensive and engaging experience during cleanups with all 4 of these features, be that on land or within marine environments. Now let's see our app in action. I will be joined by Masa, a full-stack developer, to show you our demo. Hi there, I'm Jen, and today I'm going to show you the first time I'm going to use GreenCircle. Let's dive in. I'll first log into the app with my details, and after clicking login, I'm greeted with the home screen. At the bottom navigation bar, I see that I have options to browse events, create events, and check achievements. Now let's check out what's happening around me through browse events. Okay, I see a map and cleanup events around me based on different locations. Today, I'd like to join a beach cleanup event, so I'll click the beach filter at the top. There are so many options. Okay, so I'm just gonna narrow it down and use more detailed filters. I'll select a nearby beach, events within the next 24 hours, and make sure there are restrooms and parking since I'll be driving. And I'll just wait for the results. I'll just click that again. And I see Jericho Beach Cleanup. So I'll just select that and join the event. And I'm in. Oh, would you look at that? It's time for a cleanup event. So I've arrived at Jericho Beach, and I'll start the cleanup by checking in. Okay, I'll just select the event again. Okay, and I'll just create an event since I'm feeling very inspired. So I'll just put the event name, Jericho Beach, and a description so that my invitees know what they're getting into. Okay, I'll just put a date and the start time, of course, and an ending time, and create the event. I'll just follow the details that I need to put in. And I'll just check the event. Now I can share it, and the event is live for me to share with other people. Okay. Okay, let's go to achievements after a productive day. Look, I've earned my first badge. So I look like a seedling, and I see that eventually I'll bloom into a beautiful tree. Heading into impact, I see the numbers here that show me the collections I've done today. Collecting badges and reaching new milestones keeps me motivated and proud of my contributions. And just like that, my event is live. So that makes it super easy to bring people together. And that's it. Let's move on to Tech Stack with Emre.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Emre. I'm a full stack developer. So our app built on MERN stack, which is MongoDB, React Native, Express, and Node.js. On the front end, we use React Native to create responsive interface for both iOS and Android users. Expo helps streamline development. And instead of using a UI framework, we create styling from scratch using native Wind, which is also efficient and customizable. User authentication is managed with JWT for secure authorization. And also we have integrated Google Maps API for location-based browsing. For the backend, we use MongoDB for secure and scalable data storage. And also our server runs on AWS EC2, which is also offers stability and scalability. PM2 helps ensures our Node.js application runs smoothly. Nginx manage concurrent connections efficiently. And lastly, our CI/CD pipeline is powered by GitHub Actions for seamless integration and development. Overall, our tech stack ensures a robust, scalable, and user-friendly application. Now let's go back to Anthony with design process.
Hello everyone, I'm Anthony. I'm one of the UX UI designers for GreenCircle. So for our design process, we started by conducting research on our users and competitors, and that led to the creation of user flows and sitemaps. And next, we made mid-fidelity wireframes, and building on these wireframes, we made mockups and a comprehensive UI kit, which includes our components and icons. We then made high-fidelity prototypes and did some user testing, mainly to get feedback and make some iterations. So we initially started with mid-fidelity wireframes to get early feedback on. So there was a focus on component placement and also our core functionalities. We needed to do rapid iteration. And that led us to our mockups. So these are some of the screens you didn't see during the demo. This is my events page. Here you can view your hosted or your joined events, and you can also filter it based on your time and location. And this is the Green Guide. You can learn about environmental awareness and well-being, and you can also learn about safety tips. You You can learn about wildlife and the things you might encounter during cleanups. This is the achievement section where you can simply grow your virtual tree simply by completing cleanups. You can also see your community impact based on the amount of trash you've picked during these cleanups. Now, the branding. GreenCircle's logo is more than just an image. It is a representation of environmental well-being and growth. So we opted for a secondary logo also for clear branding recognition. And to make sure our logo is impactful in any environment, we created the safe zone. For optimal user experience, we opted for red hat font family, specifically red hat display for our headings, and red hat text for the effortless reading of our body text. For our colors, we chose deep green, which grounds us in nature. And to complement it, we opted for lavender, which shows our environmental mission. These are some of the components of our UI kit. So every single icon and illustration was made by the designers, and our UI kit serves as a blueprint for anyone who wants to recreate any version or part of GreenCircle. In the future, we envision to have a social feed so users can connect with themselves and have more an engaging cleanup. We intend to have real-time notifications and also the inclusion of AI to make the cleanup experience more smoother. So finally, I would love to introduce you to this talented and hardworking team that works hard to make GreenCircle possible. So we invite you to connect with us, and we are open to feedback and also opportunities. So you can scan the QR code to check more details or use the link below. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
It's like you guys are growing up before our eyes. I want to say a really quick, big piece of credit to Trish and the team for not reacting when things don't go according to plan. Because Tyler and Nathan and I can say with certainty, I'm sure Raf too, and Kate, actually I'm certain, things almost never go 100% during a demo, especially with a client. So I love how you rolled with it. That was fantastic. So I'm going to throw it over to Raf to start us off.
Yeah, it's tough when it happens, but you handled it really well. One thing actually about that might be just worth thinking about is creating error boundaries inside your app, and then you can sort of catch those things and sort of handle it gracefully. So there's ways to sort of handle those bugs on the fly, so that things sort of look smooth. But yeah, this is really cool. I was thinking back to a session that I participated in earlier this year in February or something that was around citizen science and community science. I feel like there's a really cool opportunity to, with an app like this, to make the data publicly available. So if you do a collection or a cleanup and you can have stats on what's been cleaned up, just make that available publicly, make it open source, and let other people work with it. Yeah, there's cool ways to sort of expose the data from your database and publish it in ways that are usable for other people. So I think that would be a cool thing to do. Yeah, really cool project.
Just kind of riffing off that idea, I think cities would be really interested in that data, right? Like the city of Vancouver and the Parks Department, et cetera. From a design perspective, I really like the iconography. It's really clean. There were some thoughtful filters that I saw in event searching. I also liked how you combined graphics and photography and showing like the beauty of the places that you were going to and using those photos. As Matt, you hit a bit of a snag in the demo. I wrote this down too, that you handled it well. And I was thinking about my app and how I would be nervous doing a live demo of my app, and we're in market and revenue generating. So you handled that really well. That's a lot of pressure. And I just love that you're able to see your impact. And I think that there's definitely a lot of opportunity in this space and sustainability and encouraging people to take action. So really, really great idea and well done.
Really, really good job. I know that Paul said don't ask any more questions because I asked too many questions, but have you guys used the app yourself at all? Like cleaning up the space and making an event? Have you guys used the app yourself?
So we've actually engaged in like nature cleanups. So we sourced the problem from ourselves, like individually. So that's why we came up with this idea to like provide solutions.
Gotcha. One quick thing to note from a user experience perspective is, again, I said this like the entire night, but you might want to think about context on how the experience actually would unfold. So you could think about outside of the digital experience, how that experience might look like. So if you go back a couple slides, I saw that people are holding bags of trash and they have like gloves and everything. Would people want to, pass it. Yeah. It's a right, yeah. So people are having gloves and they have bags. Is this the right time to pull out your phone and tap on like things that you collected? And maybe you want to do it after, but is it meant for one person, multiple people, or how do you actually collect that data? So you might want to think about how the experience actually would unfold if you were to use the app. Would all of you have the app? Like, were you tracking your own garbage that you picked up, or would it be other people's garbage, or at the end would there just be one big pile of garbage that we keep tapping on like different things? Could it be an image instead? So you might want to think about how that experience might look like. But great job, guys. It looks really good.
All right, thank you, GreenCircle. Rolled with it. Where's Graffix? Graffix team. Oh, you got them. Okay. All right. Graffix team, an art project.
Hi, today we bring Graffix here. Graffix mainly builds a bridge between the artists and art lovers. For the art lovers who find it challenging to explore local art, it might offer some fresh ways to do so. Besides browsing and selecting artworks online, Graffix also provides offline art exploration and interaction. Users can go out in the real world to find and collect hidden gems, including the messages and exclusive art content left by artists. And this is Xiao, who is now in her 7th year since starting as apprentice and opening her own studio. Through Art Venture, she displayed her latest series of ceramic and gained a significant number of followers. This also led to business collaborations, giving her immense encouragement and confidence. Well, we're glad to say dedicated artists like Xiao continuing to an exciting 8th year.
Hello everyone, my name is Yanis, the designer leader in Graffix. Welcome to our project, Graffix, a platform designed to connect local artists and art lovers through a unique and interactive way. In the AI-generated age, many local artists cannot afford very high rent in big cities like Vancouver, New York to display their artwork. Meanwhile, many art lovers are searching for a more engaging and interesting way to discover local artwork. That's why Graffix is here. For the competitor, you can see from the slides here, we are the one who has interactive explore and connect with artists feature. Let's see Artsy and Sachi Art. They only have very limited function. And for Google Culture and Art, they also have nearby map as well. Yeah, but they only for the museum and exhibition. That's why I said Graffix is a very unique app in the market. For targeted group, Graffix caters to 2 main audiences, for local artists and art lovers. However, this role can often overlap. Let me show you how. Let's take Alex as an example. Alex starts as an art lover in Vancouver, discovering local arts using Graffix to discover local arts locally. inspired by the creativity, he decides to transitioning his role from an art lover to local artist. That's why we have Graffix, and this experience highlights how Graffix serve both artists and art lovers. In the solution part, we have three main parts. For the local gallery, user can discover artwork in their city and also check all the detailed information in this page. In the Art Venture feature, we have interactive exploration for users. They can scan and unlock all the artwork in the app. And also for the artist profile, they can also connect with the local artist through provided contact detail on their choice. Now, let's move on to the demo part by Ada.
Thank you, Yanis. Welcome to our demo. My name is Ida. I'm one of the developers of Graffix, and today I'll walk you through the experience of a brand new user, starting from an onboarding process and exploring key features of the application. When a new user opens the app for the first time, they are presented with an onboarding experience. Let's go through it step by step. First screen introduces users to a diverse world of art available in the application. Next, we highlight the ability to discover local artists. The third screen introduces the Art Venture, a unique feature where users can unlock and collect exclusive content. Finally, we request users location permissions such that we can enable our core functionalities such as discover nearby artists and the Art Venture. After completing the onboarding, users end up on the home screen. At the top, we have a carousel showcasing the featured artworks of the day. Users can swipe through these to get a glimpse of highlighted pieces. Categories section allows users to explore art based on different styles. The nearby section shows artists in the user's vicinity. This feature uses the location permission that we requested earlier. Let's access it by tapping the View All button. At the top, we can see the map centered on our current location. Each marker represents an artist. Below the map, we have the same artist, but now in a scrollable list format. Users can tap both on markers and on list items to navigate to that artist's profile. So here, users can browse artists' work, they can read their bio, and they can contact them. Their contact model offers multiple ways to get in touch with an artist, such as email, social media, and their personal website if they were attached by the artist. Let's go back to the homepage and continue exploring. Moving on, we have the recently added section featuring the latest addition to our platform. Let's go ahead and like one of the artworks. And finally, at the bottom, we have the Art Venture, the unique feature that invites users to search and collect hidden artworks, discovering the stories behind them. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. First of all, we are presented with a mini tutorial that explains that we can find a hidden treasure near our location. Next, it encourages us to start the hunt by navigating around. And finally, it explains that we must find and scan the QR codes in order to collect exclusive content. After completing the mini tutorial, we are directed to the filter screen where we can select our preferences. Next, we are presented with a map showing our location as well as location of nearby treasure that matches our preferences. We can tap on the treasure marker in order to learn more information and start the navigation towards it. The app provides real-time navigation to guide us to the correct treasure location. Once we're near, we should find a QR code and scan it. If successful, we can unlock exclusive content such as the artwork itself, the message and information about the artist, and we can add it to our collection. Next, we can choose to continue the hunt or return to the homepage. Finally, let's go ahead and take a look at the user profile. By default, all our users start as art lovers. In this mode, they can view their favorite pictures as well as the collected treasures and edit their personal information. However, another unique feature of our application is the ability to switch between an art lover to an artist. We can do it by going to Settings, Artist Profile. Here we can toggle the switch to enable users to explore their artistic side. Once in the artist role, users unlock additional features in their profile. Under the artist role, users can now upload and manage their own artworks and treasures, as well as become discoverable for other users. Thank you for joining for our demo. Now I would like to pass the word to Henry to discuss the tech stack behind the application.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Henry Herrera, one of the developers of Graffix. Let's take a look at our system. It has three main components: a mobile client, a backend server, and a database. All of them integrated with cloud services for enhanced functionality and security. Starting with our mobile client, it was built using React Native, specifically Expo. This choice gives us the versatility of creating mobile applications by just using JavaScript for multiple platforms. For image rendering, we're utilizing Cloudinary. We send a buffer to the server, we store the image details in the database, and then we use the URL provided by Cloudinary to display the images on the application. Moving on to our backend configuration, it was built using Node.js with Express.js deployed on AWS EC2 instance for a fast and reliable foundation. For data storage, we're using MongoDB, which flexibility is ideal for our diverse R-related content. In addition, we implemented some security measures which include JWT-based authentication with HTTP-only cookies, a resource-level authorization, a comprehensive input validation, secure password handling, centralized error management, and secure file upload processing. This architecture was designed with scalability in mind. The stateless server configuration allows an easy horizontal scaling, and MongoDB could be easily scaled by sharding, which distribute data across multiple machines. So let's now continue with the design process with Gurpreet. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Gurpreet. I'm a UI UX designer in this project. From here onwards, I will take you towards the design journey for Graffix. It started with initial brainstorming, moving towards high fidelity mockups. Each and every phase was crafted to create a user-centric approach throughout the application to efficiently connect the art lovers and artists. For our logo, it is a combination of G with magnifying glass symbolizing discovery and connection. This aligns perfectly with our app's mission to provide a platform that helps in discovering and sharing art. The custom illustrations are made using Adobe Illustrator and aligns perfectly with our app's color scheme to provide visual harmony all across the application. For branding, we wanted to opt for something which is clear yet minimalist, so we have opted black and white as our base color so that it balances out with the colorful art images, and rose madar as the accent color to create the striking and cohesive look. The typography used is Lexender and Helvetica Neue for creating readability and modern aesthetics throughout the application. For a UI kit, we have many key components, starting with the buttons with rounded edges to create a smooth and approaching look. For the cards, we have used them in various sizes and shapes to maintain readability and organize data throughout the application. In the wireframes, you can see the structure and placement of the UI components for creating an intuitive experience throughout the app. After multiple iterations of the wireframes, you can see the mockups with the UI kit in action. Everything was built by keeping in mind a clear user-friendly experience for the users. There are future features in the pipeline. Starting with AR integration, we are planning to emerge augmented reality in our app to make it more engaging. Secondly, we are planning to add geological-based QR codes to eliminate the need for physical QR codes. Thirdly, we are planning to add gamification in an application to make it more dynamic and engaging. This is all for the design process. Let's meet the brilliant minds behind this application. Starting with Heather, our lead developer, followed by Henry, Leo, and Chang as our full stack developers. Next, we have our creative team, starting with Michael, Mugdha, Zivi, and me being the UI UX designer, and Yanis being the lead designer. We really appreciate your attention and request you to connect with us on LinkedIn. In the meantime, you can scan the QR code and connect with our landing page. Thank you.
Noticed an artist on there named Tyler Higgs. Seems like a cool guy.
Great job. I like that how you guys are doubling down on like find nearby artists. It'd be great if you guys talk more about like in your presentation, talk about why it's important to find local artists. And with the QR feature as well, it's great because you're really promoting like finding people nearby in the city. But the other thing that I didn't quite talk about is why it's important. And do artists actually just want locals find the art instead of just like, hey, wouldn't it be better if it's global, everyone can find it, versus just people within, let's say, for example, Vancouver. So either way, I think great job. I like how you just put everything together. So yeah, awesome.
So my first note was, okay, I love this idea. I have used Saatchi before to find artists and purchase art, and I really love the community and local aspect of this actually. Especially for, artists struggle to get exposure, and social media can be so demoralizing. And the community approach I think is really smart in the location-based discovery. This could be like date night ideas, friend gatherings, like exploring your city. I wrote down the East Side Cultural Crawl and the Mural Festival. Like I honestly think you should pitch them for a solution like this. Smooth demo. It was nice to see a discussion around security. Really strong logo and brand, and yeah, well done. I'd 100% use this app.
Same. Yeah, I love this. I did some work for a company called Side Door. I don't know if any of you know Side Door. Super cool company. One of the founders is Vancouver-based. They do a thing that is not the same, but has some similarities for music, for musicians. And so people can host a small show in their living room, in their backyard, or whatever. So it's a way for small musicians to get gigs, and you can sell tickets through there. I kept thinking like this, I feel like there's a thing that could be very similar here, where it could be like, someone could host a small showing in their living room, or you could do little art shows, and that could be another discovery mechanism for people. From a technical perspective, I mean, no huge notes. It seems like it's solid, does what it's supposed to do, looks great. So yeah, awesome.
Or another one I started, as soon as you said that, I started thinking of So Far. If you know So Far, they do like small local shows all over North America, well, all over the world. And like you could do these little local art show kind of things, like, but only cool people know about it, right? Like, and it's like the secret jazz club. I don't know if you, I think Tyler and I went there years ago, but something like that. The one thing that came to mind for me though, I'm hearing security, is the switch between being a fan to becoming an artist. My concern would then be, something that came top of mind for me was who's vetting the art that goes on? Like, what if, Tyler's gonna do it. Oh, that's good, okay, that's easy. But like, I would be instantly concerned about somebody posting things inappropriate, and I didn't see any system for sort of like approval or flagging, or like, is it community driven? Like that's always something to be really, really careful of. And years ago, I worked on a dating site project and we didn't do that. And one of the first things we learned was, oh yeah, we have to monitor that because people post inappropriate things, fun human stuff. So just something I thought of. So good job.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you. Getchup team.
I have one big problem. I hate doing laundry.
Sup, bro?
Every time I have to do it, I feel like I'm in a big fight. Because I always let it pile up. So I always lose. Then I found the mobile app called Getchup. A mobile application that helps people with ADHD and anyone who struggles with concentration improve their focus and productivity. It offers a smart task divider for managing tasks, a focus mode timer to help the user, like me, to concentrate on the task. Try now. At getchup.ca.
Hello everyone, I'm Kim, the product designer of the group, and we are excited and happy to present to you Getchup, a mobile application that helps users with ADHD as well as those who are struggling with concentrating. So to enhance their focus and productivity through attainable daily goals. So a bit of background, ADHD is one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders in Canada, affecting approximately 1.8 million Canadians. So to give you a visualization, if there are 200 people in this room, about 10 people would have ADHD. And additionally, with the post-pandemic, ADHD diagnosis increased around by 25% in 2021 and 2022. So through surveys and interviews and secondary research with people diagnosed with ADHD, their caretakers, and experts in the field, we were able to pinpoint their challenges. And these were having difficulty in what tasks to do, having issues in focusing where they easily get distracted, and feeling overwhelmed by their tasks, which then leads them to procrastination. So with that, we have these solutions, the features for our app.
Hey everyone, I'm Akhil, I'm a product designer. So to address these challenges, we developed Getchup with features designed to enhance productivity and focus. The first feature being Smart Task Divider, which breaks down large tasks into smaller ones with the help of AI, helping users manage their workload efficiently. The second feature is Focus Mode, which allows the user to set up focus timers with customizable calming music and ambient sounds to reduce distractions and enhance concentration. And the third feature is movement tracking, which monitors physical activity to help manage the user's energy levels. While our competitors Finch, MePlus, and Neuralis provide similar solutions, Getchup stands out by integrating everything in one place. We also provide movement tracking feature with AI-powered task divider and focus mode. And no other competitor combines all these functionalities in a single platform, making Getchup the superior choice for enhancing productivity, focus, and well-being. Now the developers will show you how the app works.
Hello everyone, my name is Bia, our lead front-end developer. We were firstly inspired by individuals with ADHD, but being overwhelmed with large tasks is a common struggle for most students and people as well. So Grishma and I will show you how I'll use Getchup to help me navigate all my tasks and improve my concentration. I'll sign in as an existing user to show you all the features of the app. The first thing I see is the home screen, where I get some motivation depending on the time of day, and a calendar strip where I can select a day to check which tasks I have. But let's create a new task. I'll click on the plus button at the bottom, and then I'll click on Add Task Title. And here I could select from a set of common tasks or ones previously created by me. But let's create one from scratch. So I'll say Send Resumes for the title. Next, I will add a date. So today is already selected, so I'll just add a start time for a few minutes from now. And I can close it. Now a task priority, let's say this is high. And I need help to break this down for me. So I'll click on Add Subtask by AI and wait for it to do its magic. Okay, perfect. So I see that the AI has helped me break down into more attainable goals. I'll add a subtask of my own by clicking on Add Subtask and say drink water. And set the number of minutes I'll take. So let's say 2 minutes. Now I can close this. And let me drag my new subtask to where I want it to be. Perfect. So now I can save this task. And this will take me back to the home screen. And I see I just got a notification to remind me of this task. Perfect. So let's just go ahead and do it. So I'll click on the task and then on Start Focus Mode. And here I can see my previous and next steps, and the plant gives me a visual representation of my completion as I go through the subtasks. I can also toggle on some music for improved concentration and ask the app to track my movement. So I'll press Start. And track my movements, as I should be standing still for this. But I'm still a little bit anxious, so I check my phone for the time. And because I had set the movement tracking, I get a friendly reminder to calm down. Now, let me go through all the steps to finish this task. And when I finish, I'll be brought back to the home screen. And I see that the task I created is complete. And I remember that I have completed this other task as well earlier today. So I'll check that as complete. Perfect. So I have completed all my tasks for today. So let me check what I have for tomorrow. So nothing for tomorrow yet. I could add by clicking on the card or on the plus icon at the bottom. But let's not do that now. I'll check the notifications to see if I miss anything. And I have read this first one already, so I'll mark it as read. And I can close it. And now for an overall look of how I'm doing, I'll go to the Calendar tab. And here the dots mark the days that have tasks, and the circles mark percentage of tasks completed. And if I click on a particular day, I get a list of the tasks. And the list is live. It loads as I scroll. But I want some even more detailed analytics, so I'll go to the progress screen. And at the top, I have a progress bar with percentage of completion, and after that, a detailed chart representing the number of tasks completed in blue versus ongoing in red, depending on the time frame selected, either day, week, or month. And at the very bottom, some stats regarding productivity, so I can know my most and least productive times of day, and an overall rate of completion. So let me see how my week and my months are looking. And if I select week or month, I also get the number of perfect days with completion rate of 100% in that time frame. And for each tab, I can also select the day, week, or month that I want by clicking on the date, so I can make comparisons between time frames. And last but not least, in my profile screen, I can set my default options for reminders and movement tracking, update my personal information, and log out from the app. Now, Paying will show you the development tech stack. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mine, one of the full stack developers for our app Getchup. Our front end is built on React Native, which facilitates cross-platform development for both iOS and Android, and Expo Go, which simplifies our development. To manage our application state, we use Stand and utilize Stack query, which load balancing, background updates, and real-time data synchronization for our app. To ensure a consistent and accessible user interface, we use GlueStack UI. We implement JWT for authentication, securely transmitting information between client and server. On the backend, we use Node.js and Express for RESTful API development. On Our backend services are deployed on AWS EC2 instance. We created a CI/CD pipeline to automate our deployment along with GitHub Action using Docker container and images for deployment. Additionally, we utilize PM2, which allow our app to stay alive and reload without downtime, and Nginx to handle incoming requests and load distribution. We have integrated with OpenAI, a third-party API, to analyze and break down complex tasks into smaller and manageable subtasks. For our database solution, we use MongoDB. We store our media on Amazon S3. For design and management, I will hand over to Akhil.
Thank you, Pine. We use Figma to create wireframes and mockups, and use Illustrator and Photoshop to make designs and for making illustrations and other designs. For project management and communication, we relied on Slack, Jira, GitHub, and Google Drive. We designed the wireframes with a clear focus on helping users manage their tasks efficiently. To make sure users focus on their tasks, the task list is prominently displayed on the home screen. We only show today's tasks to avoid an unlimited scrollable screen. Additionally, we mostly use static elements to prevent any unnecessary distractions. All these design decisions were taken after our user interviews and research. The name Getchup is inspired by the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro means tomato in Italian, which signifies our logo, and Getchup rhymes with ketchup and get up, which can also mean our app will inspire the users to get up and complete their task. We chose green as a primary color and red for accents, since green is calming and helps users stay focused, aligning with the Getchup's objective. As for typography, WorkSense is used for headings and Archivo for body. They have a minimalistic contemporary aesthetic with a neutral yet inviting character, which blends in with the colors and overall identity of Getchup. The UI components were designed from ground up to be modular and reusable, ensuring a consistent user interface across the entire app. Additionally, all illustrations were custom made by our team, adding a unique and cohesive visual identity. Now let's look at the future features.
So we plan to implement more features for the app, starting with the productivity scheduler, a recommendation tool based on users' activity patterns, and advanced movement tracking for improved accuracy in monitoring activities. So now for the exciting part, let me introduce my lovely team that brought Getchup to life. Starting with the designers who created the illustrations and graphics and conducted user interviews. With me, Kim, a product designer, Nansha, our UI lead designer, Hong, our UX lead designer, and Akhil, our product designer. For the developers who research the technologies that made our app possible, we have Bea, our front-end developer lead, and we also have Paing, Parhang, Bea, Greshma, and Harleen, all full-stack developers. You can scan our QR code. For more information about Getchup, access our website for the proposal, and contact details for each team member. We're now open for feedback. Thank you.
I also feel like this could go good on anything, kind of like Getchup. You can use it on anything. So anything you're doing. So I like that. I'm going to throw this over to, let's go with Kate to start off on this one.
Right off the top, you made me smile with the video, and Kim, you were just a pleasure with your intro. So it's a great way to start a presentation. Congratulations on your project. The ADHD focus is interesting. Actually, many of LOBA's users are part of the neurodivergent community, and so the need for reminders to keep them on track with, in our case, medication, but in your case, anything in their daily lives is of interest to me. There's something called object permanence, and I think there may be an opportunity that helps people with ADHD, and I think there may be an opportunity in the notification design. I'm forgetting the term for it, sorry, maybe you guys can help me, but that it's sticky on the home screen, like the notification doesn't go away until you actually take action. So there may be an opportunity to use that feature there. I have a young son and he's not doing chores yet, he's just throwing temper tantrums, but there may be a use case or an opportunity for chore lists for children. and parents to be able to have access to like make your bed and brush your teeth, etc. That's kind of interesting here too. I really like the logo nod to the Pomodoro technique. I didn't catch that at first, and that was really smart. And I like the branding work that you did there. So yeah, congrats, well done.
I love this so much. Yeah, it looks super polished. Yeah, and I feel like my task management could use this. I kept thinking it'd be neat to somehow tie into like our company task management system, sort of import the things that I'm supposed to do, help me break it down, help me address it. I think that would be kind of cool. I was thinking with the AI integration, I love that. I think it's super helpful to just say, here's a thing, please help me turn it into manageable things. One thing that I thought about that, though, is maybe providing guidance, like almost you could get the AI to spit back out like, oh, not sure exactly what this is. Can you provide some more context? Because I feel like they often make things up that are not great. And voice input would be something that I would find really helpful. I talk to ChatGPT so much, and sometimes in this kind of context where I'll say, hey, there's this thing I'm working on, help me like work through it, and then at the end I'll say, spit out a list of like things for me to break down this task. Actually, yeah, kind of like what you're doing. Yeah, I don't know, some of those, yeah, thoughts. Love it.
It's actually pretty interesting how the judges were suggesting different use cases, or even Paulo said it's kind of for everything. When you guys say that this is for people with ADHD, I would expect some unique insight about what makes these people different. And I think it might be fine from a marketing perspective, where it's like, hey, these are the people that I want to target. But in terms of user experience, you need something unique to these people so you could build an experience around them. And I think there were a lot of opportunities where you could just build something unique to these people. But I guess in your presentation, if you put in your portfolio or whatever, make sure that you highlight, hey, this is why we're building this for people with ADHD. This is a problem that they suffer with, and this is how we're going to fix it. So really hone in on to the problem that you want to solve. Because right now it seems like I could use it, anyone could use it, which is great. But if you want to cater to these people, there has to be something unique about them. But overall, great job, guys.
Actually, my oldest son is diagnosed with ADHD, and I actually really have to appreciate what Nathan just said, because yes, you could use it for anyone. It feels like, yes, anybody could use it. It would be useful for anyone. And I always even started thinking, like, did you guys use it as a team to build your project? Like, you could have probably used it for that. But I appreciate Nathan's standpoint, and I think this is important for everybody to hear, of making sure that, especially when it's the neurodiverse community, I know for a fact, I'm neurotypical for the most, as far as I know, or I'm diagnosed at the very least, but my oldest son, I know he sees things differently than how I do. And he, to Kate's point, even treats things differently, and how he interacts with stuff. And he gets hyper fixated on things like when he's playing Minecraft and so it would be interesting to hear those insights like Nathan's talking about, of like what was specifically done here for somebody who is neurodiverse. And maybe to Nathan's point, I maybe didn't quite hear that, because how do I apply this to my son? Maybe it works, but maybe it's good for everybody. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's not a good thing. I'm not sure. So good point, Nathan. Yeah, thank you. Good job, though. I like it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good job.
Hi, everyone. I want to share an amazing app called AlertMe that's revolutionizing our community's safety. As I set out for my morning run, I encountered a hazardous situation near a nearby construction site. A collapsed road with no hazard signs or barricades in sight. This dangerous condition posed a significant risk. Without hesitation, I turned to the AlertMe app. Using just a few taps on the map, I quickly posted the incident to alert others in the community. All the nearby users immediately received real-time notifications about the incident I posted. Construction site workers were also alerted and swiftly addressed the issue, ensuring everyone's safety. In a few minutes, I even got a notification on my smartwatch, showing that the incident was being fixed by the construction site workers. One of the coolest features of this app is that I earned reward points for reporting hazards and can compete on leaderboards. But that's not all. Let me show you other fantastic features like geofencing, incident tracking, real-time notifications, a reward system, and many more, which enhance our community's safety. Meet AlertMe. With just a simple tap, you can report and tackle hazards faster than ever. Download AlertMe now.
Hello everyone, I'm Sandeep, full stack developer. I'm here to present our innovative solution, AlertMe, which aims to address the critical issues of safety around construction sites. Road traffic incidents are a significant global issue, leading to 1.35 million deaths annually, representing 2.2% of global deaths. The problem is further compounded by inefficient incident reporting, low user engagement, and communication gaps. As the need for real-time updates on road incident grows, our app meets this demand by providing timely notifications and ensuring safer navigation for everyone. There is a growing reliance on real-time notifications for traffic and travel updates, with 85% of North Americans depending on these updates. Additionally, the incident report system market is expected to grow at 17% CAGR and reaching $477.5 billion by 2031. This presents a significant opportunity for AlertMe to make a meaningful impact. AlertMe is an application designed to alert users about nearby construction hazards. Users acting as community can post issues and workers can verify and confirm them, enhancing overall city safety. We have features for civilians like they can easily report incidents and engage with community by upvoting those incidents. And users can stay updated with live notifications. And users can also earn points and rewards for participation. For the construction workers, they can define safe areas and monitor them effectively. And they can respond to the alerts created by civilians and also the co-workers. And they can also manage and control the incidents on the on-site. AlertMe stands out in the market, competing with platforms like Waze, Google Maps, and SafetyView. Our unique features such as rewards and gamification, geofencing, and action on reports give us a competitive edge. Now let's go ahead with the demo.
Hi everyone, I'm Palak, a UI UX designer from AlertMe. So today we'll explore the AlertMe app. To help with that, we have Karthik, a vigilant civilian, and Brian, a dedicated construction worker. Now, Karthik is out for work, but on his way, he finds debris fallen on the road that is blocking the traffic. So immediately, he opens AlertMe app and goes to report incident button. He quickly clicks some pictures of the debris. He makes sure the pictures are clear and easy enough for others to understand what the incident is. After clicking the pictures, he is ready to post the pictures on the details section. He adds necessary details like category, subject, then the exact location of the incident, and a little description about it. Once he is done with the description, he is ready to post it. Once he posts it, the incident is now logged on the map instantly. The report is logged instantly, and Brian, who is working on the same construction site, gets notified. Now, Karthik also checks out nearby incidents and see that there is one incident that seems genuine to him.
while exploring the incident and checking out the details, he finds out all the details about the incident necessary. And he sees that there are already 2 users who upvoted it. So he decides to upvote himself, making the reach up to 3 upvotes. Now it's a confirmed hazard on the map. All right, now, Karthik can see my report section as well, and he can use filters to check the status of his reported incidents, whether they are pending, being fixed, or resolved. Now, curious about his contributions to the app, Karthik checks his standing on the leaderboard. He wants to see how many more incidents he needs to report to earn the next badge by clicking on the View Progress button. So, meanwhile, Karthik suspects the roads might be busy, so he quickly enables the traffic view by going to his profile, accessing app settings, and toggling the Show Traffic option. Once he saves it, he can see the traffic on the map. Looks like it's gonna take even longer for him to reach work. So by the time Karthik enjoys the app so much that he wants to share it with his friends as well. To do this, he goes to his profile, checks on Share with Friends, and sends the download link. Now, meanwhile, Brian, the construction worker, is ready to start his work. So he logs in AlertMe app. As you have seen, Brian just received a notification about the new incident reported near his construction site. He opens the incident and sees that the new incident is reported by a civilian. He reviews the incident detail and he knows it is legit. He marks the incident as a confirmed hazard by approving it. He does not wait for additional upvotes. Now, after some time, Brian finally clears the debris reported by Karthik, ensuring that the sidewalk is safe again. So now, Brian will update the issue status to resolved in the app. While he does the resolved status, Karthik will receive the notification about getting that the issue has been resolved that he posted. Simultaneously, he clicks on the civilian tab to check other incidents reported by the civilians. He uses filters to sort them by status, like active, pending, fixing, or resolved. He also feels he should check the internal site reports under the Site tab, where issues reported by fellow workers are listed. It seems he can work them out later. Okay, now, Brian just thought to explore AlertMe more. He goes to his profile, clicks on Appearance, and switches to the dark mode. Once it's done, now he can have a dark mode look for the app. He will keep this look for now, as it looks cool. Oh, let's see if it does anything else. He decides to change the app's language also. Now, again, once he changes the settings from English to, let's say, Punjabi. Okay, so he wants to learn Punjabi now through the app. So with that, this was all about AlertMe. This app plays a crucial role in promoting community safety and proactive site management. Now, Brian will take you through the tech stack.
Am I on the right slide?
Sorry for that. At AlertMe, we have crafted a seamless experience for both iOS and Android devices. Our development journey simplified by Expo and React Native. So our front end, we have implemented our front end using GlueStack UI with React Native maps, pinpointing incident locations accurately and reliably, while TypeScript provides type safety. Our tech stack is, so for the security of our app, security was one of our top priority. So we have implemented OpenID along with JWT. We have a custom middleware of PyJWT for authentication and authorization of each of the users. We have also implemented rate limit using Django rate limit to prevent any DDoS attacks on our backend, along with maintaining the Docker logs on our EC2 server. We have followed the best practices when it comes to handling our backend endpoints, along with documenting our backend using Postman. For our backend, we have hosted our Django server on an EC2 instance, which is Dockerized, along with having Postgres as our primary database and Redis as our caching database, along with S3 for all the image storage. For the design, I would like to hand over to Nikhil.
Thank you, Brian. Hi, everyone. My name is Nikhil, and I'm a lead product designer in AlertMe. Today, I will walk you through our design process and further slides. In AlertMe, we followed human-focused design process for solving problem and driving innovations. Our design process include research and ideation, design and testing, and implementation. Let's deep dive and see this process. We started with research and ideation, understanding user need and brainstorming ideas. Around 73% of users said there is no efficient hazard application in the market where they can report hazards. We found that as a big opportunity and designed a solution that addresses real world problem. We designed all the components from scratch, like user flows, wireframes, UI kit, component library, high fidelity mockups, prototype, and marketing collaterals. We also did design user testing and got 91% of user satisfaction. We played significant role ensuring smooth design handoffs with documentation, resolving issues, and collaborating with our team to provide a best solution. For the brand side, AlertMe brand stand for alertness, clear hazard notification, keeping users safe and informed. We are trustworthy, alert, and collaborative. We got inspired from the American Robin bird for its nature of alerting others and use that as a mascot, combining with map GPS mark and initial A from AlertMe to form the logo. We picked the same color shades of American Robin bird, colors like pumpkin orange, sunflower yellow, olive black, and milky white, which also represent caution, alert, and hazard safety. For the typography side, we have used Public Sans because it is clean, modern, and versatile. This typeface can be rendered on any screen. It is readable, adaptable, which is making it perfect for maintaining a consistent brand experience. For UI components, our UI components are sleek, responsive, and scalable, featuring smooth round edges and modern icons that enhance the overall design experience. We also crafted unique reward badges for gamification and micro illustrations to provide a great design experience. By using the Figma local variable feature, we build dark mode and second language components for smooth design and development execution. Not only for the designers, but developer can also use the local variable feature to provide the consistent brand design experience. Going from UX to UI phase, we focus on addressing our user need and pain points. After running user testing with wireframes, we made important changes to the high fidelity mockups, making the app more user-friendly, seamless and smooth for users. On the design tool side, we have used Figma for the overall app, Adobe Figma for overall app design, Adobe products like Illustrator, After Effects, Premium for the illustration and branding part. We also use Trello, Notion, and Slack for project management. We would like to say thanks to our instructor who helped us to learn these skills. We aim to introduce advanced features in version 2, features like integrating AlertMe with smartwatches to provide a full hands-free user experience, AI-powered reports to find similar kind of incidents and higher risk areas, and collaboration with local government, insurance companies, and ride-sharing services. These features will enhance the overall app usage. Lastly, I would like to introduce a talented team that brought AlertMe to the life. Here is our product manager, Sandeep. He's a front-end developer, Brian as a lead developer, Nandan, Simran, and Karthik as a co-developers, I as a lead designer, Palak as a UX UI designer, Rushik and Rahul as a graphic designer, we would like to connect with you for future opportunities. Also, you can scan this QR code to know more about AlertMe. Thank you so much.
I originally thought Brian was just going to walk up to it and say, "Not my job." Like a real city worker, you know? I'm going to go over to Raf to start us by ending us off.
That was awesome. That was really cool. I love seeing Django, Postgres, Redis. Love the stack. That's one of my favorite stacks, like those three together. Also really nice to be able to deploy to AWS with RDS and Elasticache. So it's just a convenient stack. And you did a really good job with it. Like the front end stuff also looked really smooth. I was very impressed with how it all came together. Also, internationalization and localization is such a pain, so super cool that you did that. Switching languages is epic. And I would much rather use this than the Van 311 app, so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on your project. The logo design is super thoughtful, and UX and UI as well is strong. Strong design of your presentation too, the way that you presented your work and the project itself was excellent. The app functioned really well in the demo. I know that you ran into some screen mirroring issues, but we knew that the app was working smoothly, and it was really cool to see like the live photography being taken and uploaded smoothly. So yeah, congratulations. I see definite use for this, I think, especially for truckers and like city crews. So well done.
Thank you.
A couple of things. You probably heard me say this already to the other teams. So who has a problem and how severe is a problem? Because it seems like one set of users has a problem and it's kind of deferred to someone else. So you might want to unpack the problem space a bit further. The problem set seems really narrow, and the solution seems a bit forced because it's like, hey, like, you guys solved my problem for me. And this is from my own experience, but I don't walk around and think about like debris every day. It's like, hey, like, what if there's like, something blocking my way? Like, I don't really think about that. So that's why it seems like you might want to think about like, how can you build this into someone's behavior? And the hardest thing about building software, building products, is changing people's behavior. Because you're expecting people to do a lot of things just so they could accommodate your application. And when we build software, a lot of times it's about what is the existing behavior and how do we build around that. And I think I saw a stat, it says 80% of the people didn't care about debris. And the question is, why are you fighting that? It's like, hey, people don't care about it. Why do you want to like build something that no one cares about? So then you're trying to change your behavior, that might be really hard. It's like 80%. All right, let's focus on 20%, maybe that's your strategy, but that's why it seems like there is a problem, but you want to make sure that you want to like get it right, like who has it and how do you actually solve it. And just the last piece of advice, this applies to all the other teams as well, and a lot of people think that this is a business problem, it's not a design problem, it's not like a developer problem, but I would argue that a lot of times we're talking about what problem to solve, that is a user experience problem, and it's the job of a UX designer on the team to figure that out. And a lot of people defer to, that's a PM's job, that's the business's job, like you tell me what to do, you tell me what problems to solve. But I would say it's the user experience designer who is responsible for that. And not just for this team, but I would say this advice applies to the rest of the teams as well. But good job, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, team. It looks awesome. Good job.
Six projects, a lot of projects. Just a reminder, it was only 13 weeks. 13 weeks is not a lot of time, especially for any kind of software to be made. You can see the stress, especially when they're working through the bugs that happen. A lot of work was done, so really in 13 weeks, that is truly about a 10-week development cycle. Developers, yes, about 10 weeks, less. See a lot of some nods out there. But 6 projects, WeaUp, PhysioSync, GreenCircle, Graffix, Getchup, and AlertMe. Audience, what do we think? What do we think? Who thinks WeaUp? Who likes, we'll do it by sound. Sound or claps or stomps, something like that. I need some kind of audio feedback. So who liked WeaUp? Who liked WeaUp? There we go. Some people standing in the back. And you can vote for yourself, it's okay. What about PhysioSync? PhysioSync? That was kind of close. We had to come back to that. GreenCircle? One very high-pitched, excited person. Graffix? Graffix. All right. Getchup. A very focused, excited person there, possibly because it's their team. Everyone just likes everything. AlertMe, AlertMe. There we go. All right. You're all too nice. They're all about the same volume level. Something that is happening coming up next year with WMDD is that there's going to be a new direction with the course. I saw Jessica here a moment ago. Jessica disappeared. All right, I'll just talk about it anyway. So there's a new direction for our course where we're expanding a little bit for those that are not necessarily interested in the entire program. So you don't want to spend the whole couple, almost 2 years there going through all the different classes, but maybe you're just interested in one particular part. You only want to work on UX, you want to work in development. Then we have some business courses, but there's a few there. We'll leave that up on the screen for a little bit for both domestic and international. Of course, now Jessica comes back, so. But have a look at the website, langaraapp.ca. This is for just our course. But if you're interested, there is a few other options there. Have we seen? All right. Jessica, our program assistant coordinator. I just mentioned it really briefly.
Hi, everybody. We are, I'm Jessica Ortega. I'm the assistant coordinator for this fantastic program. And we are very happy to announce that starting January, we know that a lot of people are trying to enroll into our fantastic program, either being a designer or developer. And a lot of people are working and they just don't find the time to come. Right now, our program is a very intensive program where people who want to enroll into our program needs to come from Monday to Saturday. Everybody knows about it. So we are very pleased to announce that starting January, we are going to have our program for working professionals. So the classes are going to be at night or on weekends. So please just wait for more details. And of course, if you are international students, you know what are the emails to find more information, or if you are domestic students, because I know that a lot of you already are here in Canada. We know that a lot of people are here, Canadians already. So I hope that you can join us in January 2025. Thank you.
All right. If you haven't seen the WeaUp Instagram section, please discover it.
Okay, so there was a big deliberation. It kind of came down to several factors, and the ultimate factor that it ended up coming down to was perspective of, we actually had to move away from which one is the most practical in industry, and because there was kind of argument to all of them being either applicable or not applicable, and there was that would have gone on for probably another 2 hours, to be honest. So what we ended up having to do was sort of step back and say, okay, from a overall package element of the design totality, the infrastructure and tech, plus the overall presentation, that was where we kind of fell. And as a result, the best in show decision was, as decided by the panelists, WeaUp.
We did the best one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll just quickly say, Tyler already said it really well. So I just want to say to all the teams, though, I mean, at the end of the day, you're all amazing, and what you guys put together in, I know it said 13 weeks earlier. We all know it's not quite 13 weeks. It's technically less. And so, of course, everyone is impressed by what you've done. The panelists all stated in the room, like, we can't believe that they did all that in that time. What you guys have achieved in that time is pretty incredible, as large teams, as design and development and everything you've done. So a huge proud papa. Congratulations from me to you guys and Tyler, whether he'll admit it or not. And so a big congratulations to everybody in the room. And regardless, you're all winners. So good job.
Wasn't that bad?